My name is Janie, and my spiritual name is Shiva Sundari Das, given by my guru. Um, and I am just here to talk a little bit about my experience with Kundalini. And I will say that this is after I began meditating. I initially started meditating I had a young child, 2-year-old son, and I did not want to transmit all of my pain and troubles to him. So I thought, well, I'll just start meditating. One day I just started having the dry heaves, and I thought, well, this is odd. I usually am not a person that even gets real ill or anything. So I'd be walking to work and I'd have to stop and dry heave. And this would continue throughout the day where I'd have to go to the bathroom and dry heave. Um, and then I would sit, just with sitting, I felt like my mind would drift really far away, just so far away, like, oh my gosh, it felt so out of control, it's so different than what I was used to. And I'd continue to have the dry heaves. I just hoped that it was the flu. I just thought, well, it's the flu. This is going to pass. It's really okay. And then I did need to start seeing doctors, what's going on. I'd be sobbing, but I'm shaking, I'm trembling, my body's moving on its own. It would just sort of whip out my limbs at night. I could even hear it whipping, like my whole, my limbs would just whip. I could hear them whip, and I'd wake up and my head would even come straight off the pillow. And I really felt like, well, maybe, people would tell me, well, maybe there's a demon in your house. Or then some new symptoms started coming up where I started seeing colors, that hadn't happened before. Just, walking around, I'd see big patches of blue or big patches of purple. It initially started with a huge blob of red that I was just laying in bed, and there's a huge blob of red on the ceiling. It would move around, and then there were a lot of little sparkles in it, purple, those kinds of things, and I really did not even want to open my eyes at night. And these things really troubled me. I just wasn't able to say, oh, this is wonderful. And I was really very frightened by it, very sick. I remember laying down too one night that I saw a snake, it felt like it was coming right up my esophagus, and looking right at me. And this was new, as well as all along I had heard the nod, which is, it kind of like the ringing in the ears, as well as a swarm. It felt like a swarm of bees, and clapping, pounding, popping. One night I was laying down and I felt as if someone had come up and just hit me on the head with a pillow, and it startled me so much. I was so certain someone was there, and I looked over and there was no one. And then my head went straight up on its own, and I started doing some really weird breathing patterns where they were kind of shallow and panty, and then really deep where I wouldn't breathe for a long, long time. And then my body would start shaking all over, and I tried to sometimes hold it back because I didn't know what the heck was going on, and then it would build up more, and then I'd be like this. So then there was a lot of movements around my mouth, like my whole face would get totally tense, and my eyeballs, my mouth would open up, my tongue would go all around, and no one was there seeing me do this, just me. And I was able to, when I went in public, not do it, but I was kind of not able to work for a while anyway. So, and then what I understand to be kriyas now started happening, where I would do these yoga moves that I have never done yoga in my life, and the moves that I could do were just amazing. I can't do them now. This stage has passed, where the full body movements of these yoga moves that I just couldn't believe I was doing. Literally my legs would go way behind my head, and so then I just, no one could answer, is this Kundalini? What's going on? What do I do? And so I did just got a computer, which I never even get on very much, and I got on there and just typed in Kundalini to see what would follow, and read a little bit more about it, and was able to see Swamiji's name on there. One of the Kundalini support, I don't even remember exactly. It just was like right there, and it stood out. And she said, I've gone through the Kundalini journey and it's completed, and I'm willing to help others through the process. And I was thinking, well, I'll give this a try. I had no idea anyone would even get back with me with anything. It was totally a shot in the dark. I just did it, and then I remember not even checking the computer for a few days, because I thought, we'll see. And then I got back on, and she had answered me immediately, and I was really impressed by her answers, everything that I asked her. And I was desperate. My emails were desperate, because I was shaking at the computer like this, my hands, and I can't tell you, it was a pathetic sight. So I just, and I just slowly was able to get myself, more balanced. Within a month's time, I was able to work, and it's been 2 years now, and I've been working, and I have not had anything like those sorts of breakdowns again. I certainly deal with Kundalini every single day, every single second.